Thank you for your contribution. He that refused to be mentioned. Interestingly enough, he says that there's nothing wrong. All right. We have Mr. Mwanza from Nakonde. Hello, Mr. Mwanza. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing today?
Okay, how are you?
I'm perfect and feeling very blissful because Munzia is wearing a floral jacket. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Thank you. I want to comment on the issues you studied.
Yes, sir.
From Nakonde,
Mm.
the Chisari hospital is chosen to be the biggest facility for quarantine
Yes, sir.
because it has a 300 bed capacity.
Mm.
Nakonde is the one of the so they have got here and we sent pictures and actually know that woman who was dancing actually know her. I don't want to condemn them for dancing.
All right.
Really, because it shows how unserious this is in Zambia.
Mm.
It is not serious. So we have taken it seriously, but the actual thing, the thing is not serious. Because, I mean, say this is,
Mm.
I don't need to tell you to behave. You behave yourself.
Mm.
You will know how to conduct yourself when you are sick.
Mm.
It's not that those people are even recovered. No, we have had cases where somebody goes there without being symptomatic and comes back without any symptom. You go, you are told you are positive, you go there, you are quarantined, then you come back without feeling anything, no any difference in the body, and not taking any medicine.
Mm.
So that's how our COVID is in Zambia.
All right.
I'm sure people saying no, but why were they dancing? It just shows itself.
Mm.
I think a sick person, you need to be told how to behave. You behave yourself, you know. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Mwanza. You need to behave on your own. You need to behave and you understand what the disease or virus is like. So let me bring in the last call for this session, then we get to another one. Hello, Mona Wina. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, brother. How are you?
I'm perfect. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. I'm just tired.
Oh, what has made you tired already? It's only 13.
It's harvesting time.
Oh,
What
all
are
right.
you harvesting?
In my field. Yeah.
Much to harvest chimanga, mboni, maize. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Keep at yeah. Anyway, let me unga kambe vinang. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting when you go to the market and you ask for Muza. Do you know how to ask someone selling maize how much it costs?
Nshinga.
No, muchilozi.
No.
Ufuri waishiba.
Nshisha ishiba.
No. So from today you should understand. It's kibukai.
Yeah, you must be proud of yourself for knowing that.
I am very proud. I know a lot of words in Lozi and I feel very, very proud.
Yeah, I see.
Please go ahead, Mwanawin.
Yeah, only the people were dancing. You know, the government, that even when they quarantine people, just like my sister had put it, it's boredom. It's all about boredom. They are bored. You know, being quarantined. I've seen gentlemen and ladies together there. I don't think it's that place that's where they sleep or they just, it's a common room, I don't know. So if it is a common room where they come to refresh, I don't see anything wrong with them refreshing themselves because they've been just quarantined. They don't have any symptoms. They are not sick. We are not even calling them. They are potential, yes. Like you said, you were mentioning potential patients. But they are not sick. So they are bored. The fact that they are bored, they just want to stretch themselves. Yeah, and their meaning, the government, even as they put those facilities, they should put those things in place. Where people can stretch themselves, where they can relax and the like. I think that's my take, right?
All right. Thank you very much, Manawina. So they need to have space where they can kill the boredom from. This could be that they go out for walks, but within the facility. They do exercises within the facility.
Activities.
Yes.
What are the activities lined up for them? What are the activities lined up for them?
Munja, you're now looking like one that has been in quarantine. I can see you bored. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, thank you. Your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm calling from Kawambwa.
Ah, how is Kawambwa today?
Kawambwa is fine.
Your name?
Chama.
Vachama. Tweben.
I want to understand one thing.
Yes, sir.
These people, they are saying they have recovered from, I don't know if the COVID-19 or what. Are they recovering from the symptoms or from what?
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
So the other thing is that there was something on TV, like the idea has the media houses to be hearing recorded the program.
Yes.
If not, then attacks will continue.
Okay.
Yes.
We want to comment on that as well. All right. So on whether the patients that are recovering from COVID-19, that they have to test you also for the virus. So if the virus is not, there are no traces of the virus in your body, then if your test comes out negative or then release. But you can be feeling fine, but the virus is still in the body. So long as it continues to present itself in the body, you will not be released or discharged. Right. Hello, good afternoon, Kamasongo.
Good afternoon, Kojera.
How are you today?
I'm okay. How is Osaka?
Lusaka is perfect, but it is very cold.
Very cold indeed. Yes, cold. How are you, Munja?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay. Mchwani tate.
Iketira mchwani shangwe. Itumeze mchwani.
Kiona ba.
Shangwe.
No, Mr. Kojera, I just want to add my voice on those people who quarantined, who having their time, they are fine that side.
Yes, sir.
The government is disappointed, and indeed they are disappointed as well. Maybe the ethics, let us find where the disappointment is coming from.
Okay.
Are those people being protected by the guards or what? Because under normal circumstances, in any hospital, there should be some guards who are protecting those people inside there. No wonder why, I'm saying so, no wonder why even the laptop at the University of Zambia went missing. Because they are lack of protection.
All right.
Whether those people, they were very happy, they were sad, but to go to that extent, according to my own analysis, it doesn't work well. It's not only Zambia who watched that clip, but it's worldwide. And what image is the people going to share? Are they going to take it to say that coronavirus is serious in our country?
No.
It's questionable anyway.
Extremely.
Yes, please. Otherwise, the government is disappointed. I'm disappointed as well. Good day.
Thank you very much, Kamasongo. Monzia, you were saying that what activity plan
No, I mean,
is there?
what activity? Yes, what activities are lined up for them when you wake up in the morning? This is what you're going, because it's different for a person who is in bed because it's different with these people. These are not sick. These are not sick. They have the energy. They need to do something when they wake up until it's time to go to bed. So I think having some lined up activities for them could help. In keeping a sane behavior. I don't want to say too much on the misbehavior, but clearly this is what it was. So keeping a sane and sober environment and behavior and whatever it is we're going to call it is having lined up activities. And clearly, if the health sector is not providing that when you are put in quarantine, I think you can prepare them yourself.
I feel we need to change the procedure for someone to actually be put in these places, because it's really hard for somebody like you've put it, Monza. It's hard for somebody who is not down to just tie them down. It's hard. That's why I feel it's high time we just consider those who are really down. Like these people, let them be quarantined even from their homes if someone is not
But
so
if it
sick.
is hard to quarantine them from that facility, what?
You think
Because-
they'll behave at
man.
home?
At least if I
Wakati walika
do
bonzi.
self-quarantine, guy.
No. That I think that one can't work. I feel that would be a dangerous thing to do, because then.
They're wasting taxpayers' money that side. Dancing.
But this should appeal to someone's own conscience that the COVID-19 is serious and that it's real, and that if you don't take care of yourself, you may infect the other person, and that our numbers can surge even further than where we are today if people don't take care of themselves. So it shouldn't be up to government to tell you to take care of yourself. Government's role in this has been to let you know that tatana mkwata COVID, so zisunge ninamita. Okay?
Because that is, I mean, that's a quarantine facility turned into a Big Brother house.
No, it has been turned into a big problem.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense that people that have been considered to be, to have symptoms would behave in such a manner. I mean, the essence, it kills the whole essence of quarantine.
Maybe let's also consider facts like people not understanding what it actually means to test positive and still be okay. Maybe people do not understand that I am positive, even though I am fine, I feel fine, I don't feel anything at all. I have tested positive. People do not understand, and that is why they continue to interact with others, putting them at risk.
Because
Maybe
do you know why I'm suggesting some of these quarantine facilities to be scrapped? Because that kills the whole instance. If people are mingling like that, people are meant to have symptoms of coronavirus are mingling in that manner. Believe you me, the quarantine facility serves no purpose at all.
It does.
What?
It does.
Because what are they doing? Are those people isolated? Because the issue is when you test positive, you are supposed to be isolated there and then. You're not supposed to be until festive.
I'm hearing you speak and things are just coming up. When you test positive, you're supposed to be in quarantine right there and then.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in isolation. When I test positive, can I then join the positive people's ward? Or you see, all those are things that we don't know.
No, you're supposed to be quarantined
Alone,
Yes.
nega.
Yes.
That's supposed to be, because that's something, it kills the whole essence.
Yeah, because
Of quarantine
those
facility.
are things that said, even when you're saying you're supposed to be in isolation worker, these are things that we do not know. When I test positive, I'll be put in isolation neka. So you're also positive, but you're in the next room.
Yes, that's supposed to be,
don't
because Munzia, look, one of them, let's have this scenario. One of them is probably awaiting maybe now, Paula, then maybe tomorrow they're expected to have a test that would confirm them as negative. Then the very next person they are dancing with can still retransmit that virus back to them. So You see, so now what you're having is you're having a chain. That's what I'm saying. It kills the essence of all these quarantine facilities because they are not behaving all together.
No, it's
Big brother will see Vambo Vina Vina. No, I'm telling you. That's why the government is very disappointed because asanuka chen ma ni masovera man. That's dancing about. Quite.
I am quiet because Nganda, I'm telling you the truth. As we are speaking, we just start to realize that there's a lot that we do not know, that especially on what is happening in these quarantine facilities. But maybe let's push in a few calls.
Mr. Wiseman.
All right.
The watcher of the phone is back.
So we are joined by Professor Lloyd Mulenga. He's the Director for Infectious Diseases at the Ministry of Health. Professor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. We are glad that you have joined us at the lunchtime show. My name is Zed. I'm with Munzia and Joseph.
Okay.
Yes, can you kindly speak up a bit? All right.
All right, thank you. I can hear you. Thank you.
All right. Now, Munzia.
Clarifications we need to make.
Yes. Now, Munzia had a question in regard to the patients that under quarantine at the moment. So we wanted to find out: are the patients that test positive being quarantined in groups, or are they being quarantined as individuals?
Okay, lovely question. When someone tests positive,
Yes, sir.
they are picked from their either home, most of them, or if it's in a lodge, they are picked from the lodge, and they are taken as an individual to an isolation facility. Now, in the isolation facilities, we have different sets of isolation facilities. If someone is symptomatic, we usually take them maybe to an area which is designated for infection control management. Those that have symptoms, those that have at higher risk of transmitting the infection. Then others, they are taken to a general ward, and most of the hospitals which are using, because they are newer hospitals which are designed to have better care models, you have maybe about 4 beds or to 6 beds in one large room. And we put each patient into any of these rooms, and depending on how many patients we have, we may have maybe 4 or 5 in each room.
All right. Any other thing?
From the video that we're seeing that came in from Chinsali, Professor, we saw that people started to dance and beating drums just to entertain themselves. Are there any activities lined up for especially those who have tested positive but are not necessarily sick?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that we see people who are unwell and dancing, making it seem as though the infection we are dealing with is infectious disease. Yeah, of course, as we regret that, we need to emphasize the fact that if someone is positive, the second week is very crucial. Even when they do not have symptoms, they may progress to having symptoms in the second week, and some of them will have severe disease. Then the other reason why we quarantine people is the reason for them not to transmit the infection to other people. And that's why for Nakonde, we are using a community-based model. Those that do not have symptoms and if their environment is suitable and they do not have any of the infections which may lead to them having severe disease, the comorbidities, we do not isolate them. We isolate them in their home environment, but under supervision of a case manager and also the community health care workers. Now, as in the people that we are dancing, of course, the investigation is going on, and the ministry is going to give a full report on what happened. It's very regrettable that such a thing happened.
Okay, just on case managers, are these professional health workers, or you could pick a member of the family?
No, so we have the case managers professional health workers, and under the case managers, then we have the community volunteers. These community volunteers are the ones who are visiting the homes on usually about 2 to 3 days. Then the case managers are calling each of these clients on a daily basis to check on symptoms and to check if there are any risk features for them to progress severe disease before a community health worker moves in.
Professor?
Yes.
There's an issue, the concern that has been emphasized over the issue of protective gear, and you've raised the issue of the case managers. Are they being provided with this protective gear?
So the case managers do not have a direct interaction with the patient.
Okay.
The case managers are remotely following up these patients, then highlighting the people who are in the community to go and visit these patients, and it is time for them to be re-swabbed, we are swabbed appropriately. The individuals who are in the community, those who are going to have an interaction with the patient, are provided with appropriate protective gear.
All right. Professor, thank you very much for making time in your busy schedule to talk to us.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
All right.
Thank
good day.
you.
Now, the professor joins us tomorrow at 20 hours on Unscripted. So for you that have got further questions to ask the professor in regard to the COVID-19 fight, do make a date. 20 hours is the time. We'll be live on Muvi TV, the Decoder, Muvi TV on Topstar. We'll be also live on the MTN Plus app, and we'll be live as well on the social media platform Ask a Movie TV. The professor has cleared things up. Are you satisfied?
Until something else comes up, yes.
All right.
That's just the truth. Until something else comes up.
Okay, so there's this
we
message.
have had our questions.
There's this message that has come in that I really needed to read. Good afternoon, brothers and sister. We got worried when we didn't see you in the morning. We thought maybe you have been quietened, or maybe Mwavile Kavam Zambia.
No, karibu vireka. So, excuse me. So the issue of
threatened people at Musafiri Kavam Zambia.
No, the issue was the Honorable Minister of Information and Broadcasting Services had given had issued a statement saying that government was condemning the act of these cadres interrupting radio stations and interrupting interviews. And I gave a statement to say I don't think it is enough for government to say, for the whole mouthpiece of government to say that government condemns. And then the gentleman I was with, Kelvin and Kausa, told me, but what do you expect them to do? And I was like, but government needs to swing into action. Today we should have been hearing that the district commissioner has been, fired, and that the cadres have been arrested. And that's what the minister was supposed to have been telling us, not to tell us that we are worried. It is not. We are condemning what it's not necessarily. It is not enough for government to just say that it is worried. So nakamba chabata. I think if Zambia wants it, because if that is the norm, then I don't know why we're going. Wiseman. Hello, Wiseman. Hello. Wiseman is finding it a bit challenging to get through. Please do continue calling us. Wiseman calls is.
He's flying a jet.
We'll ask him that. Calls us from Kabwe when he does. So that is what I meant when I spoke about Kuvileka. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. How are you? Bwino moka bwanji.
Hello. Charila kukalanda.
Charila kuipa.
Charila kuipa.
Paningi. Kambala wandani.
Na Prudence kukalomo.
Wa Prudence kuli bwanji ukalomo.
Ukalomo kuchabe bwino.
Chawama icho. Nina bamunzi na bangenda.
Okay. Next time I the big the lipstick ayamba that's in quarantine.
Si beads and lipsticks ija ni quarantine ija.
Ni quarantine.
Na mangoma yalila kuipa paja.
Na mangoma yalila.
ero ingawa me beads and lipsticks yaba muna na bakazi munga joine
Big brother hapa Mzambia.
You see?
munga bapezere vochita munga chani eh ziko twapasa chani Bazi okay ziko alright manje bakatunga mamaski sebaza tipasa corona ngatwaina corona
Leo beleshamo.
sibakabira lake shamu
Ero bakavika mpya kutumba.
ati bapase ko vinangu noti yo hello good afternoon hello good afternoon
Good afternoon, Mr. Conjera.
good afternoon sir how are you doing today
I'm fine. How are you? Yeah.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Mwichete.
Tulikanawa.
Vondate. Amulele.
Yesha ngumchwani.
Mutwani.
Uketile.
On Monday, I was trying to call you, but network it was bad.
all right
I want to say something. For those who have been quarantined in Chinsari.
yes sir
Pamande na ngokamba na mina ngoba mena kuja kumusari. And the full situation of mena because is my cousin, what I can say, double cousin. Yeah, I wanted to find out. So, Rhoda, do you manage to have 3 meals a day? She said yes, we are managing to have 3 meals a day. But we are taking maybe like breakfast, lunch, matin, then supper, lunch, 15, supper, 21 somewhere there. And the leadership which are there is beans and cabbage only. And like that cousin of mine, she has a problem of gases. So my gases is
Sifiandela.
The beans.
na cabbage na beans. Yes, you know. Then na bana funga ati. Ulimambi gwandu kukomene mulili. How many are there? She just say no, we are 83. But 83? Yes, but on radio, we are just on TV, they are saying there are 406 from Nakonde. But you know, that is the person abantu. That is the petitionka. We are 83. We are not in the rich 100 now. We are 83 here in society. To show what? Yes. That is explanation. Yeah. So I don't know what measures are there. No, they're planning to put there. No. Because imagine 406 and 86.
Is it not possible that there are other people that are in other quarantine centers and other people that are being quarantined from homes?
And a person.
In Akonde, there's no one who are quarantined in homes, but they are trying to bring that system. Today we were announcing that, you go and test there. If they find you that you are infected with coronavirus, which means you will be treated at home. You know? That's what they are saying. COVID-19, it will become COVID-20. There's a difference, which means it's not more powerful than COVID-19. So COVID-20, it will be better than COVID-19. Meaning, they stay outside and infective and COVID-20, it will be good. Maybe, I don't know, if you relax and about COVID-19 and 20. Because COVID-19, it has started. Infected so long,
all right.
Because you cannot manage to put face mask It's very difficult. No one can manage that. So
all right. Zikomo kwambiri.
thank you very much. Have a good night. Good.
But blade yanshi palanchi.
We don't have money, so I just
tumusaru na nyama soya tamuleria cabbage na beans but
cabbage na beans makate zikabira
thank you. All right.
I think just to comment on the point that he's brought out on speaking to a patient or speaking to someone who is in quarantine and saying we are only 83 and not the numbers that have been announced. In as much as we would want to question the accuracy in the numbers that we are receiving, I think a source has to be someone that you can someone that can verify what they are saying. And saying he got the information from a patient who is also in quarantine
it could be very misleading
it's
because
very misleading
that person is
because
under.
that person would never know how many other people have been put in quarantine, and that person will never know how many other quarantine centers
We'll continue on that point. Let me bring in Precious from within Lusaka. Precious, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
How are you doing today?
I'm okay.
All right, that is great. I'm with Munzia and Joseph. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, I'm looking at those people that were whether it's isolation or quarantined.
Yes.
I don't even, we differ the way we look at things. For me, I haven't looked at it on the negative part, because there are those people showing us their dance. I don't think Muvi would have come up with a professor who was just telling us what measures they've put in place.
Yes.
So for us, it's a plus. And then the other thing, you've even said tomorrow that same professor will go on unscripted.
Yes.
Where we'll get more information on the same.
Yes.
So for me, that's nothing. In anything, we should learn to see a good thing.
A good thing.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you very much, Precious. All right. So there's hope that we should see in the dancers and the dancing. It is not a bad thing. It tells you that the people are in high spirits, that they are hoping to beat COVID-19. So let us see the positive in all of this. I'll try to pick Wiseman's call again. He's been trying so hard, but the network has been failing him. Wiseman, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Wiseman. How are you? Good, thank you. Munzia says you sound like you are flying a plane.
No.
All right, please.
Afternoon, Wiseman. How are you?
How are you?
What have you had for lunch?
Just having shima
With what?
with bimbombo and beans.
Okay.
Wiseman,
Go
go
ahead
ahead.
with your contribution.
Not yet. I want to tackle the issue of the dancing and the government spokesperson statement. I'll start with the dancing issue. You know, that dancing, there's nothing wrong about dancing. There is something wrong about the arrangement. You can't be putting male and female in one room, even if they are patients. That's why even in these ordinary hospitals, they separate them. So when most people they were dancing, the only thing where it was wrong was they were dancing together. You never know who will be discharged the area than the other. You may find that me, I've been tested negative and I'll be discharged soon. My friend is still positive, but when we mingle, I may come out with the COVID because COVID can be detected in 14 days.
Yes.
So I'll bring it outside as well. That's why we are seeing our friends in China when they bring discharge. Again, they infect it because of this same behavior.
All right.
So for me, those people, they show us that they are in quarantine and they show us that work is there. And we're able to accept that, no, if I go there, this dancing issue, it will be still a thing of the activity which I'll be even experiencing even when I'm in. So for me, I think it's a plus to give us confidence that it's not something which is very, very dangerous. It is something which is just normal, as the president has said, that's a new normal. So you just have to accept it. And when you're being quarantined, never worry, just go there, do your thing, and then you come back. So for me, that one I've got no issue with it.
Okay.
The chief spokesperson in government, Minister of Information,
Yes.
to tell the nation that government has condemned the action, I think that was not the good statement, for lack of better term, which she used. That statement was supposed to come from me, ordinary citizen, to condemn.
All right.
Government was supposed to act, not to condemn. So if the highest office can condemn, what about me? What am I going to do? Definitely nothing. It started here. We saw it on Power FM where Dr. Kambu was featuring. It was the last there. The media was the last. The journalists was the last. Those people, they are walking free here in Kawi up to this time, including the chairperson of the PF. Is moving free. So how could you control the situation if you are allowing such kind of things to happen? You media will give us reports. It's you are our megaphone. Without you, we can't have any information. So I think for me, on that point as well, for me, I can't even blame the government or what. No. For me, I'm blaming us, the citizens, including the main opposition leaders. It's them to fight for you people, because those people, they know what the Constitution says.
Right.
So if someone is abrogating it, it is them to come and fight on behalf of you. Not them go on Facebook, go on their bedroom and start talking, start condemning. No. Let them take whoever do that for you people to court and fight that person until that person has been taken to Mkomeko or whatever prison, so that the friend, they will learn a lesson. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Wiseman. All right. Munzia, Joseph, there's the concerns, add-ons coming from, the people that are watching. We are about to move away from COVID-19. We think we have about 20 minutes remaining. But let's look at the situation analysis as of today. Zambia recorded 60 new cases of COVID-19 in the past 24 hours. All right. So the cumulative numbers now, cumulative cases now stand at 832. We have total recoveries standing at 197, total deaths standing at 7, and these are COVID-19 related deaths. And we have the active cases number, which has risen to 628. So this is the situation as things stand now. Of these 60 that were recorded today, 47 are from Nakonde, 8 are from Ndola, 1 is from Kasama, 1 is from Isoka, the other 1 is from Mpulungu, the other is from Senga Hill, and 1 is from Kitwe. Now, the one from Isoka, the one from Mpulungu is a special case because this one is that of a conductor.
A bus.
Yes. So it's that one of a conductor. And cause. Yes, so now there's stress being made, contact tracing being made of how many people he could have come into contact with. Joseph, how many people could the conductor? How
many trips has this done?
What bus is that? Is that a local bus or intercity?
The information we were given today was just that he is a bus. He's a conductor.
Then you ask yourself how many trips he made. How many people that's a different issue altogether. At least because especially I'm a bus, I'm local. If it's local, we don't even pay attention to bus in what's the number plate? How does it look like? You don't. So you can't even take yourself forward to say, no, conductor was
it's
so.
possible I was on that bus.
Yes,
yeah.
you can't, because we don't even pay regard to it. Just as long as you've boarded the bus, it's about you go wherever you go. So that's scary. It's a bit tricky and scary.
Tricky and scary.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So now, let's assume this is a bus, and let's assume there's a conductor who has COVID-19, who's positive for COVID-19. How is the virus likely to spread on that bus?
So,
You want my change?
yeah.
Even just talking to your passengers, because I wonder what has happened to our very able Bowman Lusambo, because when Lusaka was pronounced the epicenter, he was on the road. Check-in, I'm a bus, I'm a masks, the go back home and things like that. But now I don't think that is happening anymore.
No, what we have, the current situation is, but mostly the police are the one doing it. When they find you without, especially these buses in Lusaka, I don't know the situation in Burungu, but I think things in Lusaka have eased a bit in comparison
They
to other
really
places.
have.
Other places, I saw a poster, I don't know how legit it was, something from Kitwe, were saying if Ngawakwi, I don't know if it's how much, 300 something penalty fee you are paying to the police. If you don't have, if
for
not
having a mask.
not having a mask, especially if you're a driver. But we saw also the picture that we had recently, where the mayor of the town of Kabwe was busy arresting people who didn't have masks. So things have eased up, but I think we these are things that we need to pay attention to.
A conductor on a bus
because
who's positive is likely to spread the virus. Parapene Munzo saying
Mama
Alempela
Chenji,
Machenji is likely to spread the virus. Pariamletintana letintana naba nankwe pakta pede ndarama shideo shobabadishamo. That the conductor is likely to spread the virus. Ngalepo kachenji kuli driver, and so the driver ngalepela futi bareo badisha mwimdalama and all of that.
And also, ngawikele kunuma, the conductor is going to give one person the money to pass to you.
So how does government then successfully do the contact tracing in all of this?
That's what I'm saying. I feel it can be successful, because again, I want to bring something that the ministry said yesterday, where, for example, I'll give the example of that woman who went to is it Kateto Chipata for a funeral, the one who was later communicated to that she was positive. You look at all this tracing, the connections that such a one does is infinite, really, because it's about me, Munzia here, I pass it to Munzia meets Carol meets, so it's the connection, the contact tracing. If they are going to successfully trace, it will be more than 100, I should believe. If they give us less than that, I will say.
So we should expect the numbers to surge as of tomorrow.
It should be.
All right. So let's just pick a few calls and then we continue the conversation. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. My name is Sed. I'm with Munzia and Joseph. This is the Lunchtime Show. May we know your name and where you're calling us from?
Yes, this is calling you from Chelenge.
All right. How is in Chelenge?
Despite the floods.
The floods, yeah? So
What have you eaten?
what?
I'm not contributing, but I've got a complaint. I don't know if I can say complaint. You have no signal here.
You have no signal.
What
No,
are you
sir.
using?
All right. What decoder are you using?
This to my small one, this is to my latest one with the card under there.
A movie TV decoder?
Yes, sir.
All right. The signal. Are you able to watch us now?
Yes. Watch from somewhere midnight.
All right. So get this number, and then our call center team is going to guide you step by step on how you can access our second transponder. Are you able to write the number down? Hello? Hello? All right, I'll assume that you are listening to us from the tele. The number that you are, saving on your phone, customer care number, is 076 0764 250052. 0764 250052. That is the number that you should call for any technical query that you have, and you will be assisted. Gentleman, lady, a conductor situation changes the whole dynamics of the COVID-19 situation, and it brings about worry. I hope that the ministry will be able to, your Ministry of Health will be able to, contain the situation before it gets out of hand.
I think it's to some extent. I feel like even when we say, how is government going to manage to trust these people? How is the Ministry of Health going to manage to do this? I think there's a bit of, and I know I'll be attacked for this, but I think there's a bit of irresponsibility in us, the people, when we start to make such pronouncements, because when you are talking like that, subconsciously, it's allowing other people to feel it's the government's
It's not their responsibility.
Yes, it's the government's responsibility. We should get to a point where we understand that this thing is real. It should get to a point where even when we bus,
that we are in it together.
We are in it together. Don't look at Said and think Said no, I think Said is okay. I think we should get to a point where even when we bus, I wonder, can you put sanitizer kundalama? can you I don't know how we are going to protect ourselves, but we need to find ways of protecting ourselves and not waiting on the government to do so.
The government can't win this fight on their own. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, thank you. My name is Sed. I'm with Munzia and Joseph. May I know? Kwalombota. Yes, sir. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, my contribution is on the condemnation by Honorable Doris Leah on the cutters who attacked the radio stations.
Yes, sir.
Yes, to me, Honorable Leah's condemnation is not genuine. I say so because this is the minister who supported the idea, which is that the Republican president that is nothing wrong with the police shooting dead protesters.
All right.
And I received both the president and herself received the condemnation from the public. The stakeholders who said no, that was wrong. There is no way a Republican president can justify
All right, the line is quite bad. Please do call us back if you can. Now, in this story, the Media Liaison Committee, MLC, is outraged by the barbaric behavior of the ruling Patriotic Front, PF cadres in Muchinga province, who have taken the law in their hands by invading radio stations. The committee wonders whether this is the type of democracy and press freedom that the PF as a party and government has been espousing. MLC chairperson Enoch Ngoma is questioning the kind of legacy the ruling party wants to be remembered for if they are promoting a culture of violence against the media. Mr. Ngoma says MLC is shocked that cadres had the audacity to storm 2 radio stations within a short space of time, namely Muchinga Radio in Chinsali and ISO FM in Isoka. He wonders if the attacks were planned and had support of the powers that be. Mr. Ngoma says while MLC appreciates the condemnation by government or by Chief Government spokesperson Dora Selia, the police should arrest and prosecute the cadres. He is calling for punitive action on criminals who masquerade as civil servants and political party supporters to deter others from the ruling party. Let's have a look at this story, and on the other side we continue with the conversation.
Journalists continue suffering intimidation, especially from political cadres, leaving the culprits untouched and unpunished. The communications of journalists in Zambia is increasingly being monitored, and media houses face online censorship and attacks. According to the Press Freedom Index, Zambia is among the countries in a difficult situation in terms of freedom of the press. Now, since 1964, when Zambia got its independence, the access to information is still a bill, and every president that goes to plot one leaves the bill the way he found it. Now, here are some of the difficulties faced by the media in Zambia. In 2016, during the general elections, a number of private media houses were closed due to unclear reasons. Muvi TV, being among them, was closed for about 3 weeks, together with Combon Radio, Iteji Radio, and others. Fast forward, the recent one is Prime TV, whose broadcasting license was recently cancelled by the Independent Broadcasting Authority, IBA, and the television studios guarded by the police. However, it seems there is a new normal: the continuous intimidation of private-owned media houses, giving airspace to the opposition. April 2020, NDC leader Chishimba Kambwili was hounded out of a live program by suspected Patriotic Front cadres during an interview with KNC News in Kabwe, which got the NDC leader Chishimba Kambwili furious. As if that was not enough, United Party for National Development Party President Hakainde Hichilema's radio interview with Muchinga Radio was almost disrupted by again suspected Patriotic Front cadres on the 15th of March 2020.
It's a paid-for program. So what do you want, if I may ask?
Stop that program.
What? Okay, give us the money.
No
problem. What authority do you have for you to...
This is the time of coronavirus. It's not the time to bring the opposition leaders to come and say something about economy. There is time for them to come and talk about that. Not this time.
Who's doing campaigning here?
Oh, okay, what is he doing there? What is he doing there? Or what is he talking about?
Listen to him first. Listen to him first. And by the way, who gave you the permit to bunch into my office? Who gave you the permit to bunch into my office?
Government quickly came in to condemn the act, but of which the Patriotic Front cadres paid a deaf ear and went ahead and disrupted another radio interview of Mr. Hichilema and Isoka Radio, where some journalists were assaulted and properties damaged. Now, a civil society activist, Laura Miti, has advised the Patriotic Front government to leave the media out of its politics.
If the PF leadership were against this violence, it would have stopped a long time ago. But it seems to be a political strategy, and it is one that their cadres have well understood. The PF operates unconstitutionally, even nationally unconstitutionally. It likes to just go off on a tangent. Generally, promotes lawlessness. So the worst thing that has happened during the PF era is this inherent lawlessness. Those who are connected to the PF know that they can break the law and get away with it. So for example, now we're hearing that those from Chisali, the PF thugs from Chisali were arrested. I'll give an example. A couple of years ago, there was a peaceful protest outside Parliament, which was protected by the police. PF cadres came, threw stones at people, injured people. They were arrested, and that was the last of it. That's the last we ever heard. They don't appear in court.
Ms. Miti added that the violence from the cadres is not a new thing. And MMD party president Nevas Mumba has warned the Patriotic Front to leave the opposition do its politics the way the ruling are left to rule.
And the PF must start to answer the questions Zambians are asking. Very critical questions. They cannot go and assault another political leader, regardless of which party comes from. I don't care how much you hate someone. It's not for you to determine the rights of an individual. Those rights were enshrined in Scripture. We are all created equal in the sight of God. They are also enshrined in our Republican Constitution. I say to PF, stop it. Stop it and stop it now. We have already been humiliated, embarrassed as a nation by many acts that have been done by this government. And some of it we have allowed it to go. But when it comes to media, leave the media personnel alone to do their job.
On the other side, Patriotic Front National Youth Chairperson Kelvin Sampa has advised Patriotic Front youths not to take the law in their hands. Mr. Sampa was speaking to Muvi TV News in a phone call interview.
Are you putting your people in order so that they shouldn't continue with such disruptions even after, condemnation from government itself?
First and foremost, I don't seem to understand what has caused it, because I've not heard anything of that nature happening in Saka, or neither Kasama, or neither the Copper Belt. But what is it that has aggravated the same incident to happen? That is what we need to establish. Yes, because there's nothing like, no, if government has spoken, then even me I need to speak, because we're one and the same. If the government condemns one family, it means it's all spoken. All these things are collective agreements and collective done. So it's not all about saying that me I'm failing, because no. We need to establish what has caused all this. Because if it's not happening in Somalia, it's not happening in Kasama, why has it happened in Muchinga and in Lika? Who has caused the same incident for it to happen? And what is it that has aggravated the same people to start whatever they did? Yes. So I have not yet received the reports to that effect. But of course, for me, I do not promote anybody that will become violent and infringe some pain on somebody else. That is wrong.
The current situation is that police have been deployed at Isoka Radio to protect the workers, Muchinga Police Commissioner Engineer Njase confirmed. Those who produce news and information are working in difficult and critical conditions. The coming decade will be decisive for the future of journalism on the continent. Constance Mwemba, reporting for Muvi TV News.
That is the story of how things unfolded and where we are standing. And as of, today, we were told that some cadres have been rounded up, some suspects have been rounded up and are currently in police custody.
Actually.
6 cadres currently in police custody. I think that is what we expect. I don't think that the minister or government should merely condemn, but should swing into action as early as yesterday and get this situation arrested.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, we are coming to the end of the show. Your closing statement.
Well, hoping that we do away with these attacks, and hoping that the cadres that have been arrested can come up with proper information and let them be disciplined by the party and by the state.
All right, Munzia.
Well, have a good lunch and thank you for joining us.
I was simple and brief. Let us be as concerned about our health as we are concerned, about other people's health. So let us make sure that in those quarantine facilities, tatuleshana ingoma, tule posa kwa manu kuwumi bwesu, and let us make sure. And these are some images that were making rounds yesterday on social media of how some patients in Europe take COVID-19 and how patients in Zambia have been taking COVID-19. Do you want the world to be making this fun of us? I think we have to be more serious. Come on. Anyways, good afternoon, and hope you had a good lunch. Those that are about to have their lunch, bon appetit.